It's 1540 Live. Welcome back to the show. This is a local entertainment show, and if you're just tuning in for the first time, we kicked the show off on Monday, and what we're about is talking to local, regional, and national talent. And this show is really like a morning show, but we're doing it in the afternoon. We've got myself, I'm Bob.
I'm Mike. Good afternoon.
What's happening? We are moving on to our next segment.
We are. We got Bill Simas in the house.
Hey, we got the name right. S-I-M-A-S.
Comedian
Simas.
extraordinaire.
You know,
welcome.
Thank you. One of the things that's interesting about your name is I realized I have a friend who has their name spelled the same way, but she says Simas.
Well, you want the... Can I explain why?
Please do. I need to know this.
All right, here's the deal.
Debacle.
Growing up, it was Simas. The correct Portuguese pronunciation that I've been told is Simas.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up, everyone used to say... Did you say semen? Was that semen?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no,
Yeah.
Simas.
Yeah.
So
I got to tell you, last name being Zampa, you should see how that gets butchered.
Oof.
You know?
Yeah,
It's
don't even
crazy.
talk about mine.
No?
You're just my kid.
Yeah.
Keep his name short.
I shaved the rest of the name off after the first three letters.
So, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you coming in.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Where you from?
I am from Warwick, Rhode Island. Born and raised in Warwick, Rhode Island. Moved to Providence, moved to Smithfield, moved all over the place, the product of a divorced family. But I was married in Coventry, divorced in Coventry. Now I live in East Greenwich. So I'm a vagabond.
Very nice.
So, I live in West Greenwich, actually, which is on the Coventry border, and the president of the company is from East Greenwich. This is a local company, and we're trying to help local people out. And we are fortunate enough, I'd gotten your name from a friend of mine, PJ Thibodeau,
Great
in
guy.
the comedy business, and I said, you're into this business. Who are the people that are making it happen? And he said, here's a guy you need to talk to. And so, how did you get into the comedy business?
Actually, I got married in 2005, and about a month before I got married, I met John Parada, who just got inducted into the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame. And I was at a bachelor party, and he came up to me. I guess a bunch of my friends knew I had always wanted to do this. I kept a book of material. And,
this was, you've never...
No, not at
Not
that
once.
point. No. And he
Okay.
came up to me. He's like, hey, I can't believe
In
I
his
just did his voice.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
brother.
was just gonna say,
hey, brother.
I know John. We've done some work together.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He's like, hey, brother. He's like, I heard you want to be a stand-up comic. You want to do some comedy? And I was eating at the time, and I'm like, John, don't believe everything you hear. It's not true. And he started laughing. He's like, listen, you slid the card over, just to, just
He's
dangling
like,
the carrot.
You're
And
going to do this.
Yeah, he's like, I can do open mic, 3 to 5 minutes, Ramada in, brother. Ramada in. And it was the week I came back from my honeymoon. And I remember thinking to myself, I ain't going to do it because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be on my honeymoon. Everyone's going to be having a good time except me because
Right.
I'm going to be thinking about some stupid 3 to 5 minutes that I got to do and vomit in front of everybody when I come back. So I said yes. And I came back and I did it, and we ended up filling the room, and John had a good time. And I ended up becoming business partners with John for a while with the Rhode Island Comedy Factory. And I did it for about 3 years, and then marriage and kids, and I kind of put it on the back burner for 3 or 4 years. And I just got back into it about 3 years ago. And it's been like my therapy after the divorce, So you get on stage and you talk about your demons and you talk about your pain, and it allows you to kind of filter through and process things to get through another day.
What you need to do. So I had seen, let's talk about your website first, because how do people find you?
WildBillComedy.net. WildBillComedy.net has everything with updated shows and video, and has a link to YouTube, and also on Facebook, just 3 words, Wild Bill Comedy, and they can like the page.
After you did the open mic night, where was the first place you performed? Like you would say would be like your groundbreaking evening that, yes, this is what I'm doing?
It was at the Comedy Connection in East Providence, Rhode Island. It was a couple of months after that. They had like an open mic night, and I ended up winning a competition here or there, and they had some of the people who won the competition get up on stage for 6 to 8 minutes, I believe it was at that time. And I remember standing up on stage and seeing all the 8x10s of the pictures of the Jerry Seinfelds and all these people behind you, Jay Leno. And it's like, at some point these guys stood on this stage. No matter what level you're at, I mean, until you grab a microphone and stand up on stage, you really can't understand what it's like to try and have 150 to 200 different personalities in one room, and you got to find common ground to make them laugh.
One of the
I would imagine you'd just be like a deer in headlights. I mean,
it was intimidating, and but you know what? The adrenaline rush that you get from that, it's tough to replace it. It's really tough to replace it.
One of the things that we were talking about before the show is in a previous life when I had done Providence Radio and hosted a morning show, when Dana used to be the manager of the Comedy Connection, I used to introduce some of the acts on stage, and I had Frank Santos Jr. on the other day. I've introduced Frank's father, but I remember like Jeff Dunham would come and do the Comedy Connection, and to see these people grow. And now you've done the Comedy Connection. You also have done some, I saw a video with Catch a Rising Star. What other places have you done, and where are you going? Well,
basically what happened was after that hiatus, I got back into it, started doing some open mics here and there. But it's tough to do a lot of open mics because I'm a single dad, and when I have my boys, I want to be with my boys.
Sure.
And if I'm not with my boys, I'm working. Anybody who's divorced out there, you understand what child support does. You got to make the money, and you fund one life while trying to fund your own. So I don't have the flexibility to be out and do all these different things. So I ended up getting lucky enough to meet somebody that gave me almost like a one-shot opportunity to put my own show together, an amateur show where I would just host it. I wasn't headlining, I wasn't featuring, I wasn't at that level yet, at Comics Comedy Club and Bar in Foxwoods Casino.
Yeah.
Fantastic venue. And I ended up doing a show for them. We had Chris Tabb out of Massachusetts and Ben Haig. They were co-headlining that night. I just hosted, did 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, a roadshow guy, Ben Haig.
Yes,
right?
yeah, he's in New York now. And it just kind of grew from there. The owners came up to me after the show, and they would say, listen, not only did you pack the place, but you haven't been on stage in 4 years. That was pretty good for 8 or 10 minutes.
So you're trying to juggle the life of being a comedian and being on the road, the family life with the kids, and I see you do a lot with charity. I mean, let's talk about fundraising events and stuff that you do.
We have a huge one coming up it's going to be a 10-week kind of an affair from, I believe it's March 10th until, I believe, May 10th, May 17th in that area. And Ace Aceto, who's another...
Oh, I know Ace.
Yeah, Ace Aceto. He put together a team of jokers. There's 4 comedians on his team to raise money for LLS, Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. And he's running for Man of the Year against 7 other guys, and there's 4 women going for Woman of the Year. So we have a bunch of fundraisers coming up that you'll see on Facebook that we're going to post, that we need as much support as possible to raise money for LLS.
Okay, so if people want information about that, what do they need to do? Because we want to make sure they know how to help and support this.
Right now, if you click on the Facebook Wild Bill Comedy and like the page, or even if you went to Ace Aceto's page and friended him, you're going to see all the stuff scrolling through. That we are going to be talking about, the hot dog eating contest on March 16th, wine tasting event on the 22nd of March, dodgeball tournament April 12th. We have a Royal Flush comedy show, which is Ace Aceto's show. It's a fantastic show where you get 3 or 4 headliners, but instead of doing 45, 50 minutes, they're doing 25, 30 minutes apiece, so it's boom, 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 one after the other. Yeah. So I'm going to be on that show along with Mike Murray and Ace Aceto and Tom Stewart. Another comic that's on the team is going to be doing that as well. And then I'm doing a motorcycle run, because I love to ride my Harleys, May 10th. So hopefully we get great weather for that. But it's all to raise money for LLS.
Well, all the people that you're speaking about, too, are people that we are lining up to put through the show. So let's make sure when you contact them and during this time period that we're all telling people about this event, because we want to make sure we push that. Now, so you've got the comedy thing. You've got this is a big year for you. I mean, right?
It's a big year. Last year, at the end of last year, I had an idea, because when a lot of these comics who come up, and if anybody's listening, if you've ever stepped on stage with a microphone in front of like an open mic competition in a bar or in a club, or sometimes it's tough to take that first step to cross that line. So I thought at my level right now, as little as I still am, that I can kind of help people get into a room, create money for a cause, and grab the mic at the same time. So I created Wild Bill's Comedy for a Cause. Last year we raised money for Big Brothers. This past Saturday we had another sold-out show for the Wounded Warrior Project.
Nice.
Good project. Great project.
Middle of April, I'm going to be doing one for LLS, another one where if you ever wanted to do comedy, just thought about it. Maybe someone told you were good at it. Maybe you just heard it your whole life, or maybe you just want to take it off your bucket list. Grab a mic for 6 minutes, and it's done in front of a room of 150 to 200 people, and they're there for the right reason. They're there for a cause. They're there to raise money. So they know it's your first time. So
they're rooting you on.
Right. So it's not like someone's heckling and throwing stuff and yelling. It's just a nice way to kind of tip your toe in the water a little bit.
6 minutes, huh?
6 minutes, yeah.
And also, you have a big birthday coming up?
I'm going to be the big 4-0.
Oh, welcome.
Yes.
Welcome, my friend.
Yes, as I said it, another wrinkle popped up.
Well, I'm in the 4-0 club.
Oh, yeah.
You're in the 4-0 club? Yeah. And super producer.
Suckers.
He's not even in the 3-0 club.
Wait, You have to hear this description of. I said, "Oh, make sure you let Jacob know." Blah blah blah. How did you describe Jacob?
And all right, Jacob, don't kick my butt after the show. I told him, I said he's got that little unemployed Eminem, Slim Shady kind of a feel. He's got the black hoodie with the black hat. He's like, he ain't a gangster. His real name's Clarence. And Clarence's parents have a real good marriage.
They do. They love each other very much.
So
he ain't more like the metal version.
That's a private school.
Yeah.
We're talking to Wild Bill Simas, comedian. We're going to find out more about you. You're getting ready to kick off a road trip?
Yeah, I just got asked to travel the country with Catch a Rising Star, Reno, Nevada, Jersey City, all that type of stuff. So it's a lot of good stuff, and just you pay it forward enough in your lifetime, and you hope that things kind of come back.
You
have to pay it forward. And actually, this is Random Act of Kindness Week, so get out there and do something nice for somebody.
Oh, I brought Double G as lunch today. Does that count?
Oh, that is so
Double
sweet.
G from Mix 99.3 who comes in on Mondays. So he had a jam-packed day. We had him working on some stuff. So I want to make sure that was taken care of. So I'm good. So I can check that off my list.
You feel better about yourself?
No.
No. Double G does.
No, I'm sure he does. So it's 1540 Live with Bob and Mike. We're talking to Bill Simas, comedian, Wild Bill. We're going to find out more about the shows. We're also going to tell you that if you get to hear the show, if you didn't get to hear all the show today, you can check us out. We podcast the show. Jacob runs around and puts it on 1540. WADK.com is where you want to go. It's on our website. WADK.com. You can check out 1540 Live. The podcast for the whole entire week are up there. And also, we are going to rebroadcast this show in the 6 o'clock hour tonight.
Very nice.
On WADK.
And that's just a one-off, right? Yeah.
That's just a one-off for tonight, yeah. Special one-off for tonight. WADK 1540 Live.
1540 WADK takes you back to...
I can see the sunlight shining over Narragansett Bay. So fill the glass, my friend, and talk to me of home. 1540 WADK. Good morning.
1540 WADK has been your hometown information station for 65 years. WADK.
Newport Nights at the La Forge on Bellevue Avenue continue to be one of our area's most popular dining out experiences. Newport Nights at the La Forge are featured every Monday through Thursday evening starting at 5. There's an assortment of 14 entrees, with several of those offered from night to night. The La Forge's Newport Nights dinner entrees start at $12.95, with your choices including any of the following: beef stroganoff, bruschetta flatbread pizza, broiled salmon, White Marble Farms pork tenderloin, meat lasagna, chicken Maryland, liver and onions. And these are but a few of your options. All dinners are served with chef's vegetable and choice of potato unless otherwise specified. Reservations and groups are always welcome. Phone 847-0418, 847-0418. Newport Nights, an unbeatable dining out value and longtime Newport favorite, and only at the La Forge on Bellevue Avenue. Available Monday through Thursday evening starting at 5.
The Ocean State Waves and Mix 99.3 present Black Tie and Blue Jeans. The date is March 7th from 6 to 10:30 p.m. at the Towers in beautiful Narragansett. This is not your typical fundraiser, featuring a cocktail reception, live and silent auctions, fantastic buffet dinner, live entertainment, and a dance party with Mix 99.3's own Double G. And you can plan to spend the night in Narragansett with special event rates offered at the Village Inn. Support the Ocean State Waves, win some exciting auction items, and dance the night away at the Black Tie and Blue Jeans Friday, March 7th, beginning at 6 p.m. Tickets are only $50 and seating is limited, so act today. Email Matt at oceanstatewaves.com for more information. Black Tie and Blue Jeans, brought to you by the Ocean State Waves and the all-new Mix 99.3.
WADK weather.
Rain will mix with and change to snow again tonight. We could see another inch, low down to 36. Clouds giving way to some sun. Windy for your Friday, high of 40. More snow at times toward dawn on Friday night that continues into Saturday. Total accumulations another 2 to 4 inches. Low 29 for your Friday night. Saturday's high 36. Some sunshine, cooler for your Sunday, high of 29. We could see a wintry mix on Monday. I'm Jason Lord on 1540 WADK.
1540 WADK, your hometown information station.
Now, this is a song I haven't heard in a while.
I'm feeling this one.
We might let this one play. It's 1540 Live. Welcome back to the show. I think if you go through a box somewhere in my house, you'll probably find this cassette.
Oh, for sure.
Cassette.
Cassette.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with that?
You can play it in my car.
Yeah. What am I going to do?
Unfortunately enough.
Don't let the people in Newport hear that.
So it's 1540 Live. I'm Bob. We got Mike.
What's happening, guys?
We've got Wild Bill. Wild Bill, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
So, Wild Bill, we talked. You are joining the 40 Club.
I am.
What's it like? You're getting older.
It's things happen that you don't normally kind of come into, until you get older. Like I'll be 40 on March 11th. That's the big day. And I remember growing up in my 20s, everything was routine. I used to go for a routine physical. I used to go for a routine checkup, But when you get older, things change and vocabulary changes. They don't talk to you the same way. Like right now, nothing's routine anymore. I got to go for a complete physical. I got to go for a complete checkup. And you guys are smart. You know what I mean when
yeah. Going under the hood.
There's a little insertion there,
Yeah.
and it's things change and things start to creep up on you. Like I remember trying to get my kids ready for school last year. I just recently lost like 36 pounds, and
Nice.
yeah, but I'm starving. I'm not happy about it. Okay, I've been on a diet of raisins and oxygen for the last 6 months, and but I remember trying to get ready, and I remember thinking I'm way up here. I'm sitting in my seat, but my feet, my shoes are way down here. And I literally remember having to hold my breath to tie my shoe.
Oh.
You make that, and on the way up,
No,
you're
I
like,
have no idea what you mean.
then you try and play it off, and you do that rock, and you bring your foot to you, and then you think you got away with it, but now you got a side knot. You know what I mean? So we all know there's some side knots out there listening.
Oh, not the only one.
And then you give up completely, and you go either Velcro or you're wearing sandals in December. You know what I'm saying?
We'll have to bet on which one of us is going to have Velcro shoes first. Mike, I don't know. Is it going to be you?
Oh, buddy, come on, man. Have a little more faith in me on that one.
Yeah, but it's tough. Things start to creep up, and I can't battle colds the way I used to, and I remember a couple months ago, someone was over the house, and I started to laugh at a joke, and I was fighting a cold, and I was all backed up. And I remember the snot bubble started to form. And at some point, I literally had to make a decision. Do I blow through it, or do I suck it back up,
Did anybody notice?
Well, yeah, but the weird part was you hope that the person that you're with is cool enough to be like, it's cool, it's just a snot bubble, it's no big deal. But nah, they were pointing like, did you check out that snot bubble? And I'm like, I saw it in my peripheral.
Yeah, I got it, man, I got it.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, so things, it's just not the same anymore. That's why I tell people all the time, don't ruin it. Don't have kids. In other words, there should be a mantra for everybody. Just fornicate. Don't duplicate. Right? Don't ruin it, because they change everything, You get I got a parent voice now. I used to be a cool, calm, and collective, and now maybe the kids aren't moving fast enough, and the parent voice comes out. It's like, hurry up, or let's go. You start yelling at your kids, and it just changes you. It changes you. And people who are single without kids, man, every night is Saturday. What do you want to do tonight? Anything.
Take notes, honey. Take notes.
Yeah. So no kids, fornicate, don't duplicate, don't ruin it.
So, Wild Bill Simas, we are very happy that you were able to join us on the show today.
Appreciate it.
You do a lot in the community. You're just kicking off a national tour. Is that a national tour?
I guess you would.
Sure.
I was just, it's, Catch a Rising Star has a chain of, a circuit of clubs, and they asked me to, instead of doing just Rhode Island now, to kind of get on their circuit and hit Reno and Jersey Shore and a couple of casinos in Maine and I believe New Hampshire. So I'm learning about it too. This is my first time ever kind of leaving Rhode Island, Connecticut area to hit the road, and I'm excited about it. I mean, I have a lot of material that I've been writing and revamping the old, and kind of just, to me, passion trumps everything,
Do you find when you travel from one place to another that you have to change your routine a little bit?
I think it's easier that you don't have to, because people haven't seen you.
Well, that's what okay.
I mean, the only thing I have to change is the last 2.5 years, I've kind of become synonymous with a bit that I do about being stuck behind school buses in Rhode Island. Or it's more of like a New England thing. Once you leave New England, the bit won't work, because no one's ever had that venom crawl up inside their veins where they're gripping the steering wheel, because they can't believe the school bus stops on every single block to pick up kid after kid. Remember growing up, we had one bus stop, 40 smelly kids. And it wasn't even a bus stop. It was just some guy named Hank with like 3 teeth, and he just opened the door, and they just grunted, and you came up, and you went up 3 steps, took a hard left, and you found a seat. That was it. No one gave a crap about us. And we turned out all right, But no, now one kid gets on the bus, and I'm late for school, right? I'm late for school, and I know the kids are probably going to rat me out to the mother that I'm late for school, you know, because they don't. You know, they haven't taught them about secrets yet. You know, they're still 7 and 4, you know. So, and by the way, they're listening. Hello, Austin. Hello, Colton. Daddy will be home soon. I love you. But, you know, the bus aide will look under the bus. And I'm like, what? One kid got on the bus. I saw him. I was behind. I saw him. Right? And that flasher comes out. Yeah. And everyone stops, and we're just watching. Right? Did you ever be like in the oncoming traffic? You see the flasher come out, you kind of speed it up to get by. You know, you feel like
you don't know what busted doing that. Can't do that.
You feel like you Shawshanked it. You know what I mean? Shawshank. You know. But yeah, then it's like just when you think the bus aide is going to get back on the bus, she looks under the bus. It's like, what are you doing? The kid's inside. I saw her.
Everyone saw
her. And then she walks towards him, and she always takes forever, right? There's always like an 85-year-old woman, like full of scurvy and rickets, and she's got like glaucoma, detached retina. It's like she can't see anything, but she's looking for your kid under the bus, right? And she looks under the middle of the bus, and out you're gripping the steering wheel, your veins are popping out, right? Then she gets to the back of the bus, and she looks behind the wheel. You're going forward. You just missed him, right? And just when you think she's going to get back on the bus, she stops. And just in case the kid came out of the bus and went under the bus, she looks under the middle of the bus again. It's like you were just there, right? And even the kid is inside the school bus going, I'm right here. I'm seatbelted. I'm ready to go. What are we doing? You know, so it's...
School started a half hour ago.
So true.
You know, you wouldn't want to live in my neighborhood because they stop at every driveway.
Well, I do some in my set. They make house calls, and that's
insane.
I talk about my bit. I got a question. If I pick you up at your house, how are you late? I'm always waiting. And it's always like some kid walking out with a bag of Cheetos at 7 in the morning. It's like, good job, Mom, right? Walking, and what a perfect place to have a conversation with the bus aide at the yellow line. What are you talking about? Let's go. I'm late. Your kid's late. Get in the house. Get to work. Let's go. But yeah, we make house calls. It's crazy, and I just think it's a. I understand the safety issue. I get it, but sometimes it's like,
it's
man,
too much.
It's too much, you know.
I lived about 2 miles away from my elementary school, and we walked.
Yeah,
we walked.
Sure.
I remember cutting through the woods with
our friends. You know how old we sound, right?
Yeah.
Right now, guys. In my day, we walked.
The 40-something guys going, God, son of
After I had my Brontosaurus burger. So, Wild Bill Simas, comedian. I want to thank you for joining us today.
I love being here.
How do people find out about you?
Again, the website, wildbillcomedy.net, Facebook, Wild Bill Comedy. Please like the page so you can see where we're performing, especially all that stuff for LLS, the fundraisers, the Wild Bill Comedy for a Cause fundraiser coming in April, where 10 new comedians get a chance to grab the mic for the first time. And lastly, just created, you can text Wild Bill Comedy to 55469 to get text updates so you can't miss nothing.
You're like a high-tech
That was
comedian.
bad English. Can't miss nothing. You hear that? Holy smokes.
Perfect. For this show, that's
perfect.
You're not going to miss anything, people.
Jacob's over there smiling. Super producer, smiling on that one.
He went to Cranbrook. That's a private school.
Bus stop was on my front lawn.
Yeah.
Bus stop was on your front lawn?
Yeah. They crossed 8 Mile, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us. We want to tell you about tomorrow on the show. We've got, it's our Valentine's Day edition. Ooh. We have jazz pianist Lois Vaughn.
They'll break your heart, too.
Lovely, lovely woman.
Lois Vaughn. We have Chris Ray's comedian. Do you know Chris?
Yes.
Chris Ray. We have Brad Reed. I don't know if you heard in one of the newscasts, they talked about America's Cup.
America's Cup coming,
and,
hopefully. We're crossing our fingers.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna do a little segment at the end of the show tomorrow with Brad Reed to find out where that stands, because America's Cup is a pretty big deal. And on these radio stations, they used to broadcast America's Cup years ago. I mean, I was talking to Bob Angel about some of the history behind this station, and that was one of the things they used to do. And I think it'll be interesting to find out where that is and if it's going to come back, because I think that would be great. That's going to help with the bars, the restaurants, the nightlife, all the entertainment. I mean, that trickles down for all of us.
Yeah.
It's a good reason to come to Newport.
Certainly is.
Surprised you let me over the bridge.
So it's 1540 Live with Bob and Mike. We are here weekdays from 4 to 5. If you missed any of the show today, go to WADK.com. You'll be able to take a listen to the podcast. We will broadcast the show.
1540 WADK.